Going on, guys? Sorry, I was off of YouTube for a while. Just came back home from work, and I'm a UPSer now. I actually officially working for the UPS. This is week number 5 for me, and this is almost 1 o'clock in the morning. So I quit September of 2021 from trucking, and decided to go turn the wrench and on my own in the shop, which didn't do too bad. Like literally, I have plenty of things to do. It's kind of up and down. It's just a part of it being self-employed. And then I got a phone call from the regional manager. Well, I called him, then he called me back. Somebody he knows, somebody I know, and we have a mutual buddy, friend, whatever. So they advised me. So they called me and they're like, you looking for work? I says, what do you mean? Like I thought he's asking at the shop I'm working now. And he's like, no, we're actually looking for the mechanic at our facility. And I said, like, well, not really. But then he's like, before you say no, let me explain to you something. And the benefits, the pay, the retirement part of it, and what I have to fix, it kind of got me interested. So I thought about it for a little bit, and I literally, this video will just literally thinking out loud. So I kind of screened the whole my life, and majority of my life, what I ended up doing, I was sitting behind the wheel. I was Arson Trucking. That was the company. We start out with the reefer. I pulled drive in for a little bit. Majority of the time I pulled the open deck. I hold cattle. I hold grain. I did pretty much just about everything. And I told myself, was I successful of what I was doing before? You can say yes and no. Did I have any retirement? No, I didn't. Did I have a good health insurance? No, I didn't. That was my biggest struggle every single year since Obamacare was passed, is the health insurance. To find the health insurance, I think, is a struggle for everybody who's a self-employed nowadays. So this guy called me, and he told me, he says, you get health insurance, you get retirement, you get paid vacation, and you're going to start up 80% of the gross pay, which is what? Here's the question, what I'm going to make. And the make is $33.98. It's $34 an hour, basically. Then you throw it in the health insurance in there and everything else, it's well above 40, but it's 80% at $34. So I hang up the phone and I thought about it some more, and then I call him back and I says, where can I fill up the application, or what's the next step I have to do? It actually, process took a while to get hired on, but they were all for it to hire me. Hopefully they're not regretting. I am not. At this point in time, I actually like it. The only problem with that job is the hours, which in my scenario actually works out pretty well because I still want to do things on my own, but not full blast. Like I still want to fix trucks and record videos and help my dad as much as I can. But obviously I slow down overall. That's why you guys don't see as many videos. But I end up going to UPS actually 5 days a week, Monday to Friday, Saturday, Sunday off, and then we go again. Every day I go there, and I find more positives regarding this job than negatives. Like weekend comes around, I don't have to worry about what I'm going to do on Monday. I know I'm going to go to work and I get steady income. Every Friday I'm going to get paid. And you kind of get in this routine. Obviously it sucks to work for somebody else. Like somebody else makes decisions for you, but at the same time I told myself, I was like, I'm in that age. Something needs to change right now, or we're never going to change. I don't want to drive a truck for the rest of my life. I have 2 kids. I have a wife. I want to live in my community. I don't want to spend time on the road. I'm in a position, gladly I have a skill to fix things. And I'm not bragging by any means. I have a skill well, I can go do something else. And when you meet people in a truck stop, when I was driving in, the guy in his early 60s or late 60s, and they still behind the wheel, and a lot of them's like, oh yeah, I'm doing it because I enjoy it. And then once in a while you meet a person, he's like, I hated what I'm doing, but the reason why I have to do it because I don't know nothing else. I don't know nothing else besides this. And I stepped on that problem throughout my life quite often, and I says, you can be a truck driver, which is literally, and is a high demand job, being a self-employed truck driver, being an owner operator, we own a small carrier with one truck. Majority of people, if you do a study on it, majority of people who's been self-employed with a single truck all their life, at the end of their life, they have no retirement. They, throughout the life, they had problems finding health insurance. A lot of families fall apart. You actually end up being broke. The statistic shows that. There's only very small percentage of single owner operators, small carriers, once again, is actually successful of what they do. Or quite often, what I've seen happen, people actually bury themselves in debt. And when do the people, like when you're in a trucking, when the people burying themselves in debt, it's majority of the time when it's, you have 2 years of really good run in trucking, they go buy houses, they go buy cars, they upgrade the trucks and everything else, and then shit hits south, and you end up living like a dog in a truck to pay for all that so you don't lose it. And some of them do losing. Like we went through this scenario quite a few times. Like I said, it's not everybody. Some people are actually very successful in trucking, and I was one of them. At one point in time, I actually did really good, but it didn't last very long because you go with the flow of the market. And what we see right now in April 2022, they actually freight rates going south. Like it never makes sense to me. Fuel went up, rates went down. It's like why? And now in my life, I end up going punching the clock. Like literally, it's a union job. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of union, but overall, like my wife, my kids, me, myself, like this is awesome because I don't have to worry what's Monday gonna be or what's next week's gonna be or what we're gonna do for the health insurance again, and then worry about it every year. How much taxes are gonna have to pay and or how much, if I'm negative or positive or doing this bookkeeping, all the other stuff. And then if you want to upgrade your house when you're self-employed, you don't have 2 years of steady income, so we can't borrow your money. Like you run into so many problems. So when I did my study on my life or my history, employment, in this scenario actually work out overall. There's like I said before, it's a lot more positive things than a negative. The reason I'm doing this video because majority of people who is watching my video, I think they are truck drivers. And by any shape or form, I'm not bragging, I'm just thinking out loud. If you're under 40, hold on, let me rephrase this. We live at the time in the United States if you want to switch something, it's a perfect time to do it because a lot of huge company, they desperate for the employees and they're willing to hire you even if you don't have experience or even if you've been self-employed all life. Majority of the time, long time ago, I actually wanted to quit trucking and I had a hard time to find a job, and then I ended up finding a job in Inland Truck Parts up here. Turning the wrench in the semi, and he told me the management told me usually we don't hire people who's been self-employed all their life because usually they have really bad attitude and stuff like that, but they kind of knew me, so they end up hiring me. Right now where we live, in the time we live, companies don't even look at that. They just need a body to fulfill the position. Good you are it or not good. They're willing to take risk to train you and see if you're worth it. If you qualify for the position, they will give you a chance, which before it was no, you need to earn to have a chance. So if somebody's watching this video and they're tired of what you're doing, and say trucking, you want to switch something, it'd be a lot of people, I think, right now, because the freight went south. It's time actually to do it. Like, it's time to switch to something else. Mechanics, welders, carpenters, whatever. It's still going to be a physical work. But another thing about a physical work, since I got off from a truck and I ended up moving more, climbing, whatever, a little bit more physical work, overall health, I do feel better. And a lot of you guys are going to ask, do I regret for quitting trucking? No, I'm not. If truly to look at it, no, I'm not. Like, I have no regrets. Did I miss a little bit? Yes, I miss it, because once in a while, I mean, it is cool to travel, to go see, and like, you don't have somebody watching over your shoulder. But the mental part of it, the bookkeeping part of it, the DOT and everybody else, like, it's getting so tired of it. At the end of the year, when you're doing your bookkeeping, you understand you work whole year, you made such a big gross, which is usually in trucking, you have a huge gross, but then everybody nickels you and dime you, and you like, did it worth it? No, but then next year comes around and you're still doing it and still doing it. And that's when I draw the line. I thought, like, this year I ended up paying quite a bit in taxes, because last year I didn't do too bad. I think it was pretty decent, but still, at least for myself, I mean, that's how I look at it, it did not worth it. Because right now, with the wage, with the benefits, with holiday pays, the vacation, I literally going to end up making same amount of money. And then, like, some of you guys are going to say, well, I don't go to work from Monday to Friday every single day. No, you don't. You got to understand, when you're home and you have own a piece of equipment, you have to figure out where I'm going to get tires. I got to get oil change. I have to maintain that. I got to make bills. Then if freight slows down, you end up working, instead of 2 weeks a month, you end up working 3 weeks a month, or even 4. I know some people, they bury themselves in debt so much, they have to work for 4 weeks out of a month just to cover the bills. And the freight slide south went down just a little bit, and I have a feeling it's going to go down even more. I follow the market. It's very interesting for me, the trucking part of it. And I think it's going to pull back even more in people who bought the trucks years ago for way overpriced, like literally way overpriced. That's the people who actually going to turn their things back to the bank, or they're going to try to hammer through, and hopefully will pick up. In my experience in trucking, when the things went south, they will stay south a lot longer than they will stay up north. North, south is bad, north is good. Let's put it that way. So I'm a UPSer. Thanks for watching, people. I don't have nothing else to say. I have to record the video regarding one project I'm doing at the shop. It's the axle, the previous video posted. So stay tuned.